I just seen a guy come from Twitter and said that the white farmers was upset because they thought that the black people was gonna be out there in the fields. You better get your mom, your daddy, your auntie, your brother, your sister, your uncle, whoever the fuck else, because black people are not fucking coming out there. Are y'all fucking?
So Texas farms don't have no workers? I like salad, y'all. I mean, what we gonna do? I'm not going out there. Y'all should have left them folks alone. Now look at us. We already overweight, out of shape, high blood pressure. Now we ain't got no vegetables. I am just waiting on MAGA to report to the fields. It's your turn.
The Trump administration now wants to make it easier for farms to hire immigrants after trying to deport all of them. After conducting mass deportation of farms and all of the ICE raids, Trump is now trying to get all of those immigrant farm workers back. Because it turns out Americans never wanted those jobs and they still don't. Shocker. And the farms are really pissed off about losing a majority of their workforce. So he's going to make it cheaper for farms to hire workers on an agricultural visa called the H-2A visa. Under this new rule, wages will be lowered even more. So what should these farmers do? Apply for a labor trafficking visa, which can get them a green card if they can prove that they've been trafficked into the United States by their employer and then further exploited. So then they can leave their employer and then file a lawsuit against them.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a third grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property in the bank, property and money in the bank, with a third grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not. That's not progress. We're trying to heal from ancestral trauma. We're trying to heal from that. That ain't happening. That produce could rot in them fields before we go back to them fields. They need to let them know that.
Reparented on a wellness.
Well, let me read exactly what you said. You said every black kid is now just standard. Put on Adderall, on SSRIs, benzos, which are known to induce violence, and those kids are going to have a chance to go somewhere and get reparented, to live in a community where there'll be no cell phones, no screens. You know, you claimed, in fact, you went on to say, actually the whole transcript was even worse. You said that if you could, you would send, quote, every black kid, again, your words, not mine, to go live on farms and work. Is that your?
I would have to hear that recording because.
Well, I have the recording.
I have no memory of saying anything like that.
Yeah, well, I actually have the recording that I can give to you, but it is absolutely what you said. And if you want me to play it, I can play it.
But if you ask me what my opinion is, I do not believe that every black kid should be reparented on a wellness farm or whatever, and I have never believed that.
So now that I have fallen down this rabbit hole, I just jumped onto Twitter's, and I got an alt Twitter where I pretend to be a MAGA guy, and I saw a live, and I am not kidding you. This dude, all these dudes these farmer dudes in there, these farm owner dudes, are saying, well, we thought the blacks would come back and do the jobs because they don't have jobs. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but black people have jobs, and you thought you were getting your slaves back is basically what you were saying. That's what you thought. It's still going right now. And I'm not going to post a link to it because I don't want to give these people a voice. But they think they're in a safe space on Twitter. They're not.
Oh, good. Oh, all right. Breaking news. Uh, it's so funny. It's so funny, actually. Um, white people are asking black people to go back to the field, and obviously it's very funny. What are you guys doing? You know, you guys voted for President Donald Trump, saying that, oh, the black Americans have taken your job, the African Americans have taken your job, you need your job back, and all that. And Donald Trump came in and did your bidding by making ICE kidnap people from their workplace and all that. And you guys are out there crying foul that, oh, black people need to come back to their jobs and all that. No, 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 no. Enough is enough. You guys go back to the field and see how it look like. All right. Anyway, welcome to my channel, and feel free to share your comments. Feel free to like this video and also subscribe to this channel. I have other clips showing where whites are actually saying that, oh, black people should come back to the field. And after the videos, I'll come back for commentary.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisianers, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farms. Don't count me to it. Because if 2025 was a checklist, hey.
So I want to talk about this article really quick because it's all starting to make so much sense right now. This author and journalist was having lunch with friends. There was a white guy and he's married to a black lady, and they were talking politics. And he says that farmers weren't worried about Trump deporting migrants because, wait for it, they thought because unemployment was so high for black people, that these black people would run back to the fields and do the jobs that the migrants were doing when they got deported. So she asked, like, where'd you get that information from? White farmer TikTok or MAGA Facebook memes? Like, where'd you get this information from? And her and the wife basically started giving him information, letting him know unemployment is only 6.8% for African Americans, and 93% of black people are currently working. Got so caught up in what they were hearing at Fox News and other places, thinking black jobs, immigrants are taking black jobs, that they just assumed they'd get rid of the immigrants and black people would take the immigrants' jobs. Sir, our ancestors did not march, die, and fight for civil rights so we could go back to the fields? Like, what? But shout out to the Latino immigrant population that have mastered that labor with skill and stamina. This country doesn't even appreciate it enough. Oh, and by the way, when they do try to hire Americans, black or white, to do those jobs, most of them don't even last half a day. They just ghost them without even picking up their paychecks. True story. So y'all, tell me, do you really believe that they thought black people were planning to replace immigrants in that labor force if they got deported? Because I need to know who was smoking that logic. What do you think?
Back like I never left. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. But there's a guy on here, right, that says that he is in the white supremacy Twitter group, right? And that he likes everybody, but he's infiltrating over there so he can bring the tea back to the black community. And he said that white farmers of America. And I knew that's what FFA, Future Farmers of America, meant when we was growing up, was because they was trying to make America great again that way. He said that they were on there talking about where's all the black people at. We thought they was gonna come back and work on our farmland when we got rid of the immigrants, meaning the Latino people, because they kept saying that the Latino people had all the black jobs, and what Trump meant when he said black jobs was that they were trying to make us go back to slavery. Yeah, how's that working? Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. Let me know in the comment section what you heard about the future farmers of America, or the around and find out farmers of America, or the whatever you heard about them. Let me know. All right, bye.
So I was on YouTube and I came across this video claiming that white farmers are outraged that black people do not want to work on their farms. And I thought it was fake because I was like, this has to be like clickbait or whatever. So I searched and I came across Facebook, and y'all, the comments were wild. I still wasn't sure if it was real. So I tried to go to the staffing agency's website, and y'all, apparently so many people went to their website that the website crashed. So I figured, okay, maybe this is actually real. So they're basically offering $11 an hour to pick blueberries, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, from May to July in Louisiana heat. Now, I never heard of Laranger, so I decided to look it up real quick. So here's some info. And just so you know, my source is this website called places.us.com. So anyway, livability is a C minus. Population is less than 6,000. Demographics is almost 91% white, followed by black, then Hispanic, then Indian, then Asian, and pretty much zero Hawaiian. I saw that they voted Republican in 2020, but it probably doesn't take a genius to guess how they voted in 2024. So that's just to give you a little info about the town. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So $11 an hour is what they're offering. Full-time, 7 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. Now, according to salary.com, Louisiana's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this is a bump. But let's be real. Now, for some people, they might say, oh, it's a job. Go work it. It's a job. But it's not a job, It's more like a sentence. And then when you look at who they expect to take these jobs, you don't have to guess. It's a page straight out of history. Black folks, migrant workers, the ones who are currently facing deportation right now. Vulnerable communities getting used for back-breaking labor for pennies. But people are saying this is what they voted for. So what do you think? Is it FAO season or what?
Trump basically tells Fox News that he regrets busting down on the immigrants and sending them back home because his farmers now need help. And all I can say is I knew he was going to regret this shit, because there's no person really working harder than an immigrant, due to the simple fact that they're on a mission. They're on a mission. They come to this country just to work. Immigrant is probably the hardest working person hands down. No ifs or buts about it. And it's just like, they was not bothering you. I knew in the end time you were going to need these people to take care of life in America. If you really think about it, who are building these bridges that we drive on? Immigrants. Who are building these houses? Immigrants. Who are cutting the grass? Immigrants. So now that your farmers are in need, you want to double down and say, oh, we're going to bring back the immigrants and make sure they come legally. It's not easy to get rid of them. Well, you try to challenge the situation and it backfired on your ass. Don't bring them back now. You broke up happy homes because you hated immigrants.
But now that you're in need and you thought the black people was going to enslave and help your farmers, which they're not. This is not back in the day. They barely want to fucking work. Don't bring the immigrants back now.
Okay, y'all, watch this with me.
But basically admitted this week that a lot of the things that he's been doing, a lot of the policies, a lot of the executive orders that he's been signing off on was all made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. It was made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. All right, so on Tuesday, Donald Trump made an appearance, right, on CNBC's Squawk Box. And on that platform, he actually made a lot of commentary in regards to the situation with the deportations, migrant workers, the state of America's agriculture, and he made comments on inner city people not doing farm work. I want you to always remember that when they mention inner city, that means black. In Donald Trump's exact words, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. Naturally. They don't get a bad back because if they get a bad back, they die. He also went on to say that they are very, very, very special people and they cannot be easily replaced. Remember what I said, anytime that they mention the words inner city people, inner city communities, inner city neighborhoods, that's black. That's code for black. Black, blackity black, okay? Black people. And it is because of that exact commentary that it reconfirms for me, okay? Not confirms, but reconfirms, meaning that I already knew. But it reconfirms that the plan from the very beginning with these executive orders, right, was to further destabilize black communities, further destabilize poor communities, but black mainly, so that you could put pressure on these communities so that you could get them to go back into the field, right? And then once you get them back in the field, bingo, you've made America great again.
Now, I'm just going to stop my girl right there because she's making entirely too much sense for the world. I promise you, she's making too much sense for the world. Because when I said that all of this deportation and all of that stuff and him cutting off Medicaid, Medicare, and him, pretty much taking away thousands of jobs, it was all for the sake of putting black people back in the field. And y'all told me I was crazy. And now he pretty much mentioned it out his own mouth by using the words inner city. Y'all know exactly what they mean when they mean inner city. We know this. She explained it. I've been explained it. Y'all know what he mean. So for the ones who said, y'all just over-exaggerating, ain't nobody trying to put black people back in the field. That's not even possible. Where y'all at now that this man is really verbally saying these things? Where y'all at? Because I told y'all that was the ultimate goal. When was America ever great? For everybody. Never. Don't even waste your brain cells trying to think. Never. Making America great again is about putting black people in their place. Okay?
Okay, y'all. I just seen a video of this guy talking about how they trying to let the immigrants come back for the farm work and migrants and how they really thought that black people was gonna, do those jobs. And I think that's why they trying to get rid of black people in the workforce with the whole DEI stuff, with firing of like all black people and making it just basically no jobs, no this, taking everything away, right? I think they really trying to force black people to get back into them fields, and it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. Black people will fucking be bums on the street before they do that. I'm not but I think that's why they doing all this stuff and trying to disenfranchise basically black people with voting, with everything, everywhere, because they want black people to feel like they have no choice but to get back into the fields. I really think that's what's going on.
So Trump finally did it. He finally said it out loud. He went on CNBC and said that undocumented immigrants are naturally better at farm labor than other people. Not trained, not experienced, not hardworking. Naturally. He's admitting that the same people that his immigration policies are targeting, the ones that he wants detained, deported, and banned, they're the backbone of the farming industry. He says you can't replace them, that inner city people aren't doing the work. Inner city people. Okay. And that these workers just do it naturally. What? I want you to sit with that for a second. Because that's not just a bad take. It's a racialized idea that some people are biologically made to labor, while others are made to lead. That's outdated logic. And he said it on national television like it was some sort of compliment. And meanwhile, he's promising new rules to help farmers deal with labor shortages, not because he wants to protect workers. He doesn't even mention them. He's worried about the crops, about the industry, about the people who benefit from it, not the ones who break their backs doing the actual work. He even tells a story where a farmer said, "If I get a bad back, then they die," and followed it up with a, "That's interesting, isn't it?" No, it's not. There's nothing interesting about watching somebody normalize exploitation. There's nothing natural about a system that needs somebody to suffer in order for it to function. What he's describing is not immigration reform. It's just another version of the same old hierarchy, where labor is expected, pain is ignored, and humanity is optional.
All right, welcome back. You can see that black people are great. Yes, black people are great. Um, Without black Americans, I can tell you for a fact, white folks cannot survive. Yes, without black Americans, white folks cannot survive. They need black Americans in whatsoever thing they are doing. Because all this while they have been clamoring for, give us our job back, we need our job, we need this, we need that, we need to push out all these immigrants out of America, all these criminals, this, that, and that. And just for them to get what they are looking for, and now they are crying back that the black should come back to the field. No, you guys need to work in the field. Not just the black. The black does not belong to the field alone. White people also can work in the field. I don't see anything there. Just to work in the field. Go and work there. All right, go and work. Why are you guys scared of working in the field? Why are you? I thought by now, after Donald Trump have done your bidding, after he has enable eyes to do whatsoever I want to do. I thought by now you'll be seeing white people in the field. Surprisingly, I'm seeing news that there's shortage of laborers, that people that were doing it are not coming out because they are scared. What about the white people that are actually citizens of United States? People that claim that United States belong to them. Why are they not coming out to do their job? Why are you asking the black community? What do you need a black community for? You all said that, to hell with the black community, to hell with immigrants, to hell with other community. Since to hell to them, or rather, let me use it. Since you said you don't need them, you do their job. Yeah, you do their job. You can't do it, obviously. They can't do it. They can't do it. They still need the black Americans to do it. They still need the African Americans to do those jobs. And obviously, it tells how strong we are, how reliable we are, how functional we are. And so this is here, enough is enough. Americans, black Americans should look forward to other things. I believe we can do more than what we are doing right now. We can show more to the world than what we are showing right now. Anyway, this conversation will continue in the comment section, and feel free to share your thoughts concerning this conversation. And don't forget to like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And as I always say, I love you so much. Till I see you again.